This is his data. So he started out not being able to request, and then you can see that he has a little bit of inconsistency, but certainly has developed the skill. Helping families build commenting skills is another skill, so requesting, joint attention. You'll see me talking with a little girl on my iPad about the colors that I see on her iPad. And what I want you to watch for is her gaze shifting to my iPad. So I'm using an activity that comes along with the Speak All app that lists all the colors, and you're going to see me commenting, and again, watch her attention to my model.
Yellow, I know, yellow. The girls are wearing blue. Did you see that? Blue? Now what are we going to look at? What do you think? Oh, I see someone wearing orange and blue. Did you see that? They were orange. Oh, yellow star. Yellow, yellow pumpkin.
Orange.
Orange.
Green.
I love the way you're carrying that. Beautiful. And it's yeah.
Yes. Pumpkin is on.
Red.
Red.
Wow.
Red.
Beautiful.
Pumpkin is on.
Green.
I forgot that was on there. But that is an example of this mom using this to teach him colors. We'll see her again. She does a lot of over prompting. You hear me coaching. And again, remember the parents aren't the experts, so we have to really support them, let them try it out, make mistakes, whatever it may be. But she does a really nice job with him. Building motivation. So this, as I would imagine, your clinical experience is very similar to mine, where sometimes the children have very little that they are interested in. This is a little boy who I met when he was maybe 20 months old, very dysregulated, a very well-developed repertoire of protest behaviors, screamed often. We would just follow him. He just went all over the house, didn't have a lot of functional play, and it took quite some time before we could figure out what it is that he liked. And as time went on and we developed our relationship, we did some sensory social games, and this is the moment in time when we finally found something that he liked. And you'll notice that's in Spanish, but it is core vocabulary. It says up, I want, more, and no more. And you will see how we developed using AAC with this sensory social game.
What's the word? Arriba. Arriba. Yay, muy bien, muy bien.
see?
Ben.
So fun. What you're going to notice, you might have seen that first video, how he's slapping at the iPad, and then just in just a few sessions, he's pointing. You might notice I did a little bit of pecs where I put the iPad next to me, and I wanted to see if he would travel a little bit or if he would just walk off with the iPad. How intentional was he becoming with that? And then in addition to that, I paused just for a minute to see, you'll see this again, but it's one of the only ways I can really build in a correspondence check in early intervention. So you might be familiar with PECs where you hold it up and say, take it, but this way he might do that pre-linguistic behavior of representing the action by moving his body forward to me, or he put the iPad down and came to me, so that helps me understand that he knows what he's asking for. So the next thing we had to do with him, and I'm using him as an example through sort of 4 different steps because he was one of my most difficult children to work with. So we used mom to establish more sensory social activities. So with these, we'll call them naive or very early learners, very often just that preference assessment is most of our work, and motivation is very difficult to establish. So mom did all the work, and I said to her, figure out what else we can play. They all involve his body, and so we have a reba, bounce where he bounces, squish where he likes to be squished, and then let's go, which he stopped liking that very soon. So for whatever reason, you know. So here we go, a change in field size and a change in symbols, and here we go. Whoops, that is not right.
Come again?
Bounce, 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 bounce. Arriba! Oh, come here. Oh, my goodness. Arriba! Yay! Bounce, 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 bounce. Hey. Hey. Bounce, 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 bounce. Now? Bounce, 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 bounce. Squish! Squish! Es capaz de comer. Bounce, 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 bounce. Squish! No, that's not for you. No, How did we do this? Bounce, 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 bounce. That's good. That's good. Squish, squish. Squish, squish. Bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Oh, okay. Squish, squish. Okay, squish. Wow. Yes. Squish, squish.
So you can see that beginning understanding. You can tell when he wanted bounce that he shifted slightly. When he wanted squish, he didn't really move over to me. He has a really hard time understanding representational communication, so I'm really watching carefully to be sure that that iconic representation doesn't exceed his comprehension.